I'm Tracy Barry. Next on News 8 at 11, hundreds of people work into the night preparing for tomorrow's parade. A proposal to save 3 runs of salmon may hurt your pocketbook, and the Bulls play tough on the Lakers' home court. News 8 at 11 is next.
It's true. Mervin's Super Sale is back. And how can you sleep at a time like this?
Mervin's Super Sale starts Saturday, 8 a.m.
Open. No double talk, just 2 great shows.
All Oregon Products Show with special events.
Northwest Pool and Spa Show and Made in USA.
Plus special feature presented by Henry Weinhardt.
All Oregon Show with furniture and food.
Building materials, tools, gifts, and much more.
Spend your admission ticket, hundreds of Oregon products.
Lots of free parking. Remember,
no double talk, just 2 great shows.
The All Oregon Show, courtesy of Channel 8.
NSPI Spas and Swimming Pools.
2 great shows, plus special feature Montgomery Park, Portland this weekend.
Down to McDonald's, can't believe my eyes. Got the combo dinners, cost me $2.99. Gonna feed my baby to her heart's delight. Lunch at McDonald's, or dinner at McDonald's tonight. Me and you, baby, it's a promise I can keep. Cause at $2.99, I don't gotta dig too deep. Going down to McDonald's, can't believe my eyes. Combo Coca-Cola, talking $2.99.
Hi, I'm Danny Ainge of the Portland Trailblazers. It's rewarding when I nail a 3-point basket during a game, and filling this basket can be just as rewarding. Join me and my friends and fill your basket with Miracle Isle products. Just look for the Miracle Isles tag at your supermarket. Each time you buy one of these products, a donation is made to help my friends here at Dornbecker Children's Hospital. Look for the bright purple tag and buy a basket full of miracles for Dornbecker, where kids come first, and they always will.
From KGW TV Channel 8 Portland, this is News 8 at 11.
The final touches are made in preparation for the Rose City's grandest parade. Good evening, everyone. Pete is off tonight, getting ready for tomorrow's Grand Floral Parade, and he is not alone. Hundreds of people will be burning the midnight oil with last-minute preparations. Tonight in several locations around Portland, the floats for the parade are getting the finishing touches. The last of the fresh flowers are being put in place. Too many roses and orchids to even count. There will be 23 floats in all, offering everything from Hansel and Gretel to Dusty the Delta Air Lion. And thousands of people will head down to the parade route first thing in the morning to try to get a good seat. Thousands of others will turn on Channel 8 and watch from home. But there's a very special few who go the distance to watch the Grand Floral Parade. Tim Daly has their story tonight, and he joins us live from the parade route itself. Tim?
Tracy, most folks might consider the floats the most amazing thing about a parade. Others might consider the incredible amount of marching bands the most amazing thing about a parade. I consider the most amazing thing about the Rose Parade, anyway, the people who are already out here along the parade route along King Boulevard. They're not out here for anything that's happening tonight. They're out here for the parade that takes place tomorrow. You'd expect the TV crew to be busy the afternoon before the big parade, and of course the bleacher builders need to be at work the day before as well. It's King Boulevard, where things seem to be getting underway a bit early. This doesn't seem a little strange to you?
What? Doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun.
Here's what Doug Gregg and others consider fun, not just camping out along the parade route the night before. Some of these people have been out since 1 in the afternoon, a full 21 hours before the parade begins.
Oh, I've been doing it every year for, I said 34, but it's really been 38 years, ever since I've lived here, and I wouldn't miss it for anything.
Nancy Traver has been doing this for so many years, she's got the standard parade wave ready for drivers. And for her, a front row seat is only half the battle.
We were here at 1 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Obviously not soon enough.
Why? What's wrong with the seat?
Well, nothing's wrong with this seat. It's the parking.
Where'd you park?
A couple blocks away.
Now, you can spend about an hour or two anywhere and not get bored. It's the people that have to spend 15 or 20 someplace that you wonder about. So what are these folks doing to pass the time up here? They're watching movies. Some guy or a couple of guys have brought out a VCR, a television screen. There's even a compact disc player and a stereo up there. These folks are ready. They say they've got 10 or 11 movies to watch tonight. That'll help pass the time. They're obviously praying it doesn't rain. Tracy?
Yeah, well, you've entertained him for a few minutes anyway.
I've done my best.
Thank you, Tim. And of course, if you'd like to get up a little bit later in the morning, Channel 8's coverage of the parade begins at 10 a.m. People waiting for tomorrow's Gulf Victory Parade in the nation's capital had a surprise visitor today. President Bush was greeted on the Washington Mall by hundreds of delighted tourists. The president inspected some of the military hardware on display for tomorrow's $12 million event. Today, the grassy mall was like a giant fair as lines of spectators waited to get a close-up look at some of the big machines. Thousands of men and women who served in the Gulf War will parade down Constitution Avenue behind their commander, General Norman Schwarzkopf. The federal government wants to put more Northwest salmon on the threatened species list. The National Marine Fisheries Service is proposing to list the Snake River's fall Chinook salmon as threatened, and to soften the potential economic impact, it's also recommending combining the spring and summer Chinook runs as one threatened species. Environmentalists say the fish are headed for extinction largely because of dams built on the Snake and Columbia rivers. A spokesman for the Marine Fisheries Service says the designations are necessary.
We cannot continue to manage our fisheries as we have in the past. You know, it's no use saying that we're doing our best. To succeed, we have what is necessary.
The government estimates the Snake River Chinook that once numbered more than 1.5 million during their annual returns to spawning grounds have declined to fewer than 10,000. Now, if approved, the listings would be felt financially by fishermen, shippers, farmers, and of course hydroelectric ratepayers. So will the priorities change at Columbia River dams because of today's announcement? Some people hope so. Rick Braun of Oregon Trout says the whole region must pull together to save the runs, but he admits it was the same story 11 years ago.
It didn't work. We got the Northwest Power Planning Council together, and they were supposed to help restore the runs, but unfortunately we're seeing now that the wild fish are disappearing, and we're not getting the increase that we were supposed to get.
One example, in California, a Chinook salmon run was listed as endangered in 1988. Now a dam is shut down for 2 months each year. If an increase in power rates does occur, it's just something we'll have to live with. That according to Oregon Governor Barbara Roberts, who applauds today's announcement. The governor says she and her counterparts from Washington and Idaho are committed to protecting the salmon, and that could mean making a big sacrifice.
Everybody's going to pay a price for the solution, whether it's a commercial and sports fishermen, whether it's the tribal fisheries who are going to participate with us, the agricultural needs, the barges on the river, the power cost, all of those things will all share a part of the cost of this solution.
Now, Governor Roberts says salmon are as much a part of Oregon as mountains, desert, and ocean, and she intends to help save them. One woman is dead and 2 others are hospitalized tonight after a collision forced a city truck to plow through the wall of a Portland bank. Police say a vehicle carrying 3 people collided with a truck at 39th and Southeast Hawthorne. The truck swerved through the front wall of a Far West Federal Bank, coming to rest in the lobby. The car propped up one wall of the building until a tow truck removed it. The crash killed one of the passengers in the car, 22-year-old Catherine Cottingham. The truck driver was not hurt. Rescuers in Georgia are searching for survivors after a mid-air collision involving 2 antique military planes. One person was killed and another is missing following the collision of a T-37 and an A-26 over Lafayette this afternoon. Wreckage of the T-37 was found with its top off, indicating one of the occupants ejected. Authorities say there wasn't much chance of finding any survivors.
The aircraft that we have here now obviously went into the ground pretty much at a nosedive. The plane is totally disintegrated. There's very, very little that's recognizable on the plane.
The second plane, an A-26, continued flying and landed safely in Cartersville. That's about 45 miles away. Also tonight on News 8 at 11, Frank Gable's attorneys look for a missing witness. Critics charge Gresham police with using a double standard for one of their own. And later, wearing a bra has never been so musical.
This edition of News 8 is closed captioned through a generous grant from Smith's Home Furnishings, because nobody cares like Smith's.
On the next Good Evening, what do you gain by facing your fears? Get ready for a day of challenges where you pay to be petrified. Monday at 7:30 on Channel 8.
The Ford Escort GT is one car that speaks for itself. With the Ford Escort GT, you don't have to pay a lot to say a lot. Give one a listen at your local Northwest Ford dealer.
It's Aloha Days at Thriftway, so we're celebrating with sweet savings on C&H sugar, just $1.49 for your first 5-pound bag. And fresh from the island Dole pineapples are just 99 cents each. But there's more than just sweet savings at Thriftway. You could be the lucky winner of a Hawaiian getaway vacation. Aloha!
At Thriftway, you always get our best.
Years ago, I started running and eating breakfast with grape nut cereal. It's a good way to get complex carbohydrates. Since then, I've found there's so much more to it. It's helped keep me going through hundreds of mornings. That hearty taste. And there's no fat in grape nuts. It's just this natural energy source that keeps coming through for me. That's why it's the one I'll always keep going with. Try it. You'll see.
Breakfast with Post Grape Nuts helps keep you going strong all morning long.
A 64-year-old woman is charged with murder tonight following an argument over a dance. Police say 59-year-old John Thomas Blow of Portland died last night when he was fatally stabbed at the Elks Lodge Billy Webb. Louise Waters of Portland is being held without bail. She and Blow were good friends, but police say she got mad when Blow decided to dance with someone else. The North Portland homicide was the 25th this year in the city, double the number this time last year. A defense witness in the Frank Gable murder trial is still missing tonight. Police say Johnny Krause was seen early Thursday in Bend, but he wasn't in court today. Gable's attorney says without Krause's testimony, he can't defend his client against charges of killing Michael Franke. A missing witness wasn't the only problem today. When Shelley Thomas showed up at the Marion County Courthouse, she wouldn't speak. Thomas took the Fifth as protection against self-incrimination. Several OSP investigators also appeared in court today. All of them denied using intimidation tactics against Gable while seeking a confession.
And you weren't getting in his face?
No, I was not.
That's not your style?
That was not my tact with your client.
Gable never did confess to investigators. If missing witness Johnny Krause can't be found over the weekend, a warrant will be issued for his arrest. Gresham police deny there was any double standard when they did not arrest a police officer after he was pulled over for suspected drunk driving. It happened last Saturday. Multnomah County Sheriff's Deputy Jack Armstrong left a Gresham bar and climbed into his car. A Gresham police officer stopped him a few blocks later. And though Armstrong admitted drinking driving, he was not given a breathalyzer test and he was not arrested.
Well, Deputy Armstrong was not held above the law. Basically, officers always have discretion in any enforcement situation to arrest or not to arrest.
Captain Johnson says his officers acted appropriately when they called a Multnomah County sergeant and asked him to take Armstrong home. He says the deputy did not get any special treatment and he has no problem with the decision his officers made. Jack Armstrong has been suspended with pay while he awaits the outcome of an internal investigation by the sheriff's office. Some analysts think there's a silver lining in today's unemployment figures. The government says civilian unemployment rose a sharp 0.3% in May as 370,000 people were thrown out of work. The unemployment rate now stands at 6.9%. At the same time, though, new jobs increased for the first time in a year. Economists say that means discouraged job seekers are reemerging and corporations are rehiring people. One of Oregon's oldest schools is closed tonight because it's out of money. The North Santiam school needs $40,000 more than the state will give it to open its doors next year. Parents earlier convinced the school board not to close, but last week another group changed the board's mind. This was the last day of school for students and the last day of work for teachers like Pam Snow, who months ago started expecting the worst.
I think we're headed toward consolidation, just because the financial support isn't here. And we need some expensive things. We need to take care of our water situation, and that's a $10,000 project. We need to take care of another thing, which is a $10,000 project.
Santiam School has held classes each fall for the last 85 years. Pete Parsons is up next, and he has an improving forecast and graduates fill Memorial Coliseum.
Summer is almost here, so now's the perfect time to paint the outside of your home. And Fred Meyer has everything you need to get started, including a great buy on Glidden Spread Exterior House Paint, just $8.99 a gallon. Or pick up Olympic Latex or Oil Stain for just $12.88 a gallon. Thanks to Freddy's exterior paint sale, you can repaint your home now and spend your summer the way a summer should be spent. It's going on now through June 15th.
Most checking accounts look good at first, but there's often very little behind them. But at Security Pacific Bank, a Simply Better checking account links you to benefits like no per-check charges, Saturday hours, and 24-hour customer service. So if you're not checking with Security Pacific, there's only one thing to do. Switch. Security Pacific Bank, simply better.
Attention! Company! Dismiss!
The people of Delta would like to recognize the sacrifice made by our armed forces and their families.
We do have a special military fair.
Now, with our Welcome Home fairs, active military personnel and their eligible family dependents can travel to USA for 70% less.
Albuquerque, New Mexico? Is that your hometown?
That's right, ma'am. I'm going home.
Delta, we love to fly, and it shows. You can do it with true value.
There are a lot of great fathers out there, and there are a lot of great Father's Day gifts in here, like this Black & Decker Carvac Plus with accessories for just $19.99, and this Super Bright Master Electrician Maglite flashlight for just $16.99. Or get a Sharp electronic organizer that stores up to 120 names and numbers. It's just $14.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Tomorrow, the Memorial Coliseum will be filled with floats, but today it was filled with graduates. Proud friends and family members watched as about 1,400 Portland State students received their degrees this afternoon. Governor Barbara Roberts was the commencement speaker. She encouraged the graduates to fight for the civil rights of all Oregonians. Many congratulations. Hey, Joe Tilly decided to take the day off. I think he was just trying to wiggle out of that parade forecast, but Pete Parsons is here with
I'll
it.
take care of that.
Okay,
I think
good.
Joe knows something because the weather is improving.
Good.
Right as he takes a vacation. It always
Good timing.
kind of works that way. It'll probably go downhill right about when he gets back to work, too. We are looking for some improvement, though, and that includes a little bit of sunshine tomorrow afternoon for you parade goers. I'll have that forecast for you in just a second. First, let's take a look at the current conditions. We have cloudy skies right now, temperature at 57 degrees, humidity at 80%, winds north at 5. Pressure's holding steady at 30.16 inches. We had a high today of 65 degrees, 6 below average. 55 was the low this morning. Just a trace of rain. It spit off and on all day long, but not measurable. And we're below for the month and the year, but not much. And the freezing level is at 8,200 feet. Here's a look at our close-up satellite loop. You can see the system that came in this afternoon off the Pacific. It kicked this low out to the northeast. That's the one that produced the heavy thundershower activity in the Pendleton area late yesterday. This next system coming in, just producing some light rain, mainly in western Washington state and the northwest corner of Oregon. Behind that, a good onshore flow, so we'll have a lot of low clouds through tomorrow morning. They will break, though, tomorrow afternoon. We'll see some sunshine and some warmer temperatures. That system weakening now east of the Cascades, where we're seeing partly to mostly cloudy skies, but not much in the way of shower activity. In fact, not much rain falling anywhere across Oregon or Washington right now, just very light amounts, mainly along the Washington coastline. Again, we'll see some improvement tomorrow afternoon. This next system heading up to the north, high pressure will build in, and it actually looks pretty good until about Tuesday. We'll see something generate out here and work in, but in the meantime, that ridge will build up, and we're going to see a fair amount of sunshine the next couple of days and warmer temperatures. Highs today, mid-60s throughout the metro area, although Oregon City did manage 70 degrees, Estacada at 69. Across Oregon and Washington, starting to warm up a little bit. East side, readings in the 60s and 70s. La Grande, 64 degrees. Baker City at 67. Mid to upper 60s throughout the Willamette Valley, but farther south with some sunshine. Medford up to 82 degrees today. 50s for the most part along the coast, although Brookings with some sun up to 75. Nationally, very hot finally now in the desert southwest. Yuma, Arizona, the warm spot in the country at 106 degrees. Some heavy thunderstorms in the plain states today. Tornado just outside of Casper, Wyoming. Also another tornado just outside of Portland, Texas today. No injuries reported with that. Rain across the southeast, especially in Florida. Up to 6 inches of rain has fallen there in the past 3 days with some localized flooding, especially around Jacksonville. Nice across the northeast, a record high 84 degrees today in Caribou, Maine. Very nice weather across the northeastern section of the country. Up to 79 degrees today in Kansas City, 71 Denver, a hot 105 in Phoenix. Small craft advisories up from Cape Blanco south along the coastline for some brisk northwest winds. Tonight, generally cloudy skies in the northwest, maybe a little bit of drizzle. Partly cloudy skies in the southwest and east of the Cascades, maybe a shower in the northeast mountains, and that will continue through tomorrow morning. Then some sunshine in the afternoon east side as well as west side. Again, just a chance of some morning drizzle. A mild night, though, with lows into the low to mid-50s. Medford at 47, 40s east of the Cascades. Tomorrow afternoon into the 70s east side, and we're going to approach 70 west of the Cascades. That'll be nice. Here's a look at the forecast for the local area. Tonight, we're going to have cloudy skies with a chance of some drizzle, but not much. Low temperature around 54 degrees. Tomorrow, look for some afternoon clearing with the high temperature around 69 degrees. And for you parade goers, I know you're out there waiting for it. We're going to have some cloudy skies in the morning with the parade starting off around 58 degrees. Maybe a little bit of drizzle with some partial clearing by late in the parade, with the temperature around 64 degrees by the end of the parade. 77 for a high on Sunday with some sunshine. Monday looks good. Some rain and cooler temperatures coming back when Joe comes back.
Of course.
On Tuesday.
So layer that clothing. That's what we do here in the Northwest.
Right. And
for that parade.
Call it the weekend for Joe. He's not here to do it.
Otherwise, it wouldn't begin.
It wouldn't happen.
Thank you, Pete. Next in sports, Fernando returns to the mound, and the Bulls stun the Lakers at the Forum. Eric Johnson shows us.
Vancouver, Portland. It's Vancouver Ford Daihatsu Spring Clearance Sale. We're overstocked with over 600 new and used vehicles, all priced to sell immediately. Plus, if you buy now, we'll cut your monthly payments in half for 1 full year. Like a new Escort for just $99 a month for the first year, or choose factory financing as low as 4.8%. You'll find across-the-board savings on every Ford car and truck in stock. Don't miss out on the spring clearance deals at the big store, Vancouver Ford Daihatsu, home of Drive New every 2 and half payments for the first year. Don't miss it.
What kind of buds bloom in the olive garden? Taste buds. And when you see our new summer menu of tender grilled dishes, light pastas, garden fresh salads, and luscious desserts, you'll see why we say now all the best of summer is yours at the Olive Garden Italian restaurant.
Sir, your exterminating service is one of the few businesses that doesn't advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Why is that?
Well, it's because I met Dave. If I advertised in that book, I'd have thousands of customers wanting me to hunt down Dave's family. What? Dave says he'd really hate that.
Businesses that want to be successful advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Those that don't.
Beginning Monday, News 8 expands coverage at 5.
Expanded coverage at 5. No more confusion. We're going to give people a full hour of news at 5 o'clock.
We've had a number of changes here recently, but I think, the people have spoken. They've always wanted an hour newscast at 5 o'clock, and that's what we're going to give them.
News 8, starting Monday, expanded coverage that brings your world a little closer to home.
The Chicago Bulls, the LA Lakers. It's Magic and Michael in the matchup we've all been waiting for.
Final seconds of the quarter. Magic for 3, yes!
Now, the Dream Series goes Hollywood. Game 4 of the NBA Finals, Sunday night.
Well, Eric, I know I'm still getting some use out of my Beat LA sign anyway, and it's working.
Well, I think it is. Yeah, the Bulls.
The consolation prize.
Bulls are looking very good. Keep that sign out there if you don't like the Lakers. Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers locked up in a battle of wills tonight. For a while, it looked like the Lakers would do what they did against the Blazers in Game 3 of that series, go on a big run in the third quarter, put it out of reach at home. Michael Jordan and company, though, had other ideas. This was a great game at the Great Western Forum. I don't know why they call it great, really. The Lakers have been invincible there lately, of course. Lakers on the break, long pass. Look at that tip from Worthy to Terry Teagle. Beautifully done. Bulls by 1 at the half. Third quarter for Chicago. Scottie Pippen with a great steal and a great save to Jordan, who, believe it or not, misses the lay-in, but then he gets the rebound, jams it home anyway. But the third quarter also saw the Lakers get red hot. An 18-2 run thanks to ball movement like this. Divac to Worthy to to Sam Perkins. With 5 minutes left in the third, Magic will come up with a dandy wraparound pass right there to Vlade underneath. 67-54 Lakers. The Bulls will come back to tie it, though. Final minute of regulation, all tied up. Magic passes the ball. Vlade gets it, stumbles, bumbles, scores, and then look at him. He runs to Daddy. He says, "Did I do good, Dad? Did I do good?" "Yes, Vlade, you did good. Good boy." 10.9 seconds left. Bulls down by 2, and who do you think is going to get the ball? None other than Mr. Jordan. Takes it the length of the court behind the back, comes up, stops, pops, and scores. That guy is something else. Into OT they would go, and in OT it was just more Michael. Here he's got the tongue out. You know that spells trouble. He had 29 points. Chicago in OT beats the Lakers 104-96. The Bulls take a 2-1 advantage in the best of 7. It was truly a key effort for the Bulls.
We just beat ourselves between the offensive boards and the free throws. You know, we just killed ourselves. It was us more than them.
Well, Game 4 Sunday right here on Channel 8 starting at 4 o'clock. Then they play again on Wednesday, again at the LA Forum. The big story in the major leagues tonight, Fernando Valenzuela. After spending all season long without a job, he took the mound for the Angels in Anaheim against the Tigers this evening. Fernando, of course, pitching for a new team in a new league, and he's got a new outlook. His control was good tonight. No walks. Here he strikes out, Cecil Fielder looking. But the long ball bug hurt him a little bit. Tony Phillips would bang one out of the park right here. Lou Whitaker hit one out as well. In 5 innings, Valenzuela gave up 4 earned runs. Detroit 5, California 0. In other American League action, Yankees and the Rangers going out. This Julio Franco, he's got a wild-looking stance. Pascual Perez on the bench says, "I can do a pretty good imitation of that." Not bad. Bottom of the ninth, 4-4 tie. Don Mattingly rips this shot to right field. In comes Steve Sachs. This is going to be a close play. Ruben Sierra's throw. Is it going to be in time? You call it. Safe. He's in there. That's the winning run. 5-4 New York over Texas. And the Yanks playing some pretty good ball of late. Other American League scores. Baltimore over Toronto. Minnesota beats Cleveland. Chicago shutout winners against KC. Boston beats Oakland, and Seattle 2-1 winners against Milwaukee, even though they only had 4 hits in that one. In Cincinnati, it was the Reds and the Phillies. And don't let anyone tell you that our local boy, Dale Murphy, can't swing a bat anymore. First, he belts the long ball off Jock Armstrong. His 8th homer of the season, 4-1 Phillies. Then he delivers the game-winning hit in the 7th. John Kruk comes in to score. 5-4. Philadelphia goes on to win it. Other NL scores. Pittsburgh 1-0 shutout winners against the Padres. Montreal beats Atlanta. The Giants over St. Louis. New York beats Houston 6-3. LA 3-2 winners against Chicago. At the French Open in Paris, it was semifinal action between Andre Agassi and Boris Becker. Fourth set, match point for Agassi. He wins it with an ace. He played brilliantly, Agassi did. Boris Becker, very gracious in defeat, shakes his hand, puts his arm around him. 7-5, 6-3, 3-6, 6-1. In the other semifinal match, American Jim Courier beat Michael Steich. So it'll be an all-American showing in the men's finals. Finally, Jerry Tarkanian is the winningest coach in college basketball, but after next season, his days at UNLV are over. In the wake of a storm caused by a photograph of 3 former players in a hot tub with convicted sports fixer Richard Perry, Tarkanian announced today that he'll coach next season and then leave UNLV.
I love coaching, I really do, but you know, I'm getting older too. You know, I don't really know how much longer I could last coaching-wise, but right now I'm not even thinking about that. I'm going to try to have a great year next year, and then I'll just see whatever develops after that.
We will see him in the NBA sometime in the future.
Thanks, Eric. Well, here's the burning question of the night. What does Mozart and the Brazier have in common? We'll show you next.
You go to the beach, everyone gets hot and cranky. You must have air conditioning. Cruise control, it keeps your foot from falling asleep. Power locks and windows, because when you go camping, you gotta keep the bears out.
The Toyota 4Runner Extra Value Option Package. Save up to $800 on options some people think aren't so optional.
Chrome package, so all your friends will look at you. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Perfect for Father's Day, the #1 selling knit golf shirt at department stores. Now at Ross. The only difference is the price. Shorts and tops from one of America's leading makers of swimwear at department stores. Now at Ross. The only difference is the price. Designer men's sports shirts at department stores. Now at Ross. The only difference is the price. At Ross, every day, the only difference is the price.
I'm even scared to get a dog.
Well, that's what babies do. That's their job. They cry.
We're gonna have a baby. Can you imagine being called Mom and Dad?
When she grows up, she's going to be your best friend.
No one helps you share the feelings like AT&T Long Distance.
Operator, can you help me place a long-distance call? I just had a baby.
I mean, he has this whole new life. She's going to be looking to me for all the answers.
AT&T, all you need to reach out.
We live in a world of pleasure.
A world of romance.
A world that doesn't exist.
Except on television, which is why U.S. Bank hired us.
To say that getting started in life takes more than just running together in slow motion.
Yeah, it also takes money.
So start saving some.
Because life is only perfect on television. Right, Travis? Travis?
You never know where you might find the music of Mozart. It's not enough for bras to be lacy and racy anymore. A Japanese firm has created bars that light up and play music. They were the highlight of a recent fashion show.
When I touch this front hook, then it will be activated and you listen to beautiful Mozart music.
Okay, the manufacturer says there's only one drawback. You can't wash them. They're electrical components. Oh, boy. Hey, a special goodbye tonight to our director, Jose Ayala. Happy trails, buddy. Good night.